No, seriously. Honestly, I'm telling you the truth. They're actually really good. What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. So let's talk about squats today. Now look, I get it. A lot of you have a problem with Jesse, and it has nothing to do with that ugly beard that he's got on his face. I'm just saying. But maybe the even uglier version of the squats he's doing here, these quarter squats. Is there any value to them at all? Well, the answer is actually a resounding yes. And not just these, but a variation on these that are an absolute ball buster that will bring anybody down to their knees that I'm going to show you at the end of the video. But I think we have to address the elephant in the room here, and that is there is a value to this squat. We just got to uncover what that really is. All right, so let's make sure we're all talking about the same thing here. The quarter squat is actually just an abbreviated range of motion of the more traditional full squat. In other words, we're concentrating on the top range of motion where you're strongest in that range of motion, not unlike many other exercises that we happen to do that on, like let's say a pin press in relationship to a bench press, focusing again on that top range of motion. Or maybe a mat elevated deadlift, or even a trap bar deadlift versus a conventional deadlift. Once again, strengthening that top range of motion. But the thing is, for some reason on this particular exercise, we're all fearful that we're either going to lose our man card by doing it, or we're going to show up in some gym fail video. By the way, even if your name's LeBron James, the internet's still not going to give you a pass. That's right, even the greatest basketball player in the world took some shit for this video that he put up online with the squat. Now look, there's some shifting going on here, and I don't know what's going on with the knee caving, but the exercise alone was what got him crucified. And I have some problems with that. I did when it came out. Who knows that this is the only thing that he's doing? Do we know that he's not also doing full range of motion squats? Do we also know that there's a benefit, particularly for basketball players, to do this version of the exercise? If you didn't know that, there's actually a study that shows it. Now you guys know I don't usually get too wrapped up in what PubMed says, relying more on experience, but this particular study is one worth looking into. Well, don't worry, I don't need to play boring elevator music to try to keep you interested. In this 2016 study, they took highly trained athletes, LeBron James, and they're looking for their improvement in vertical jump or 40-yard sprint running. And basically what they determined was by squatting a different depth, either full squat training, half squat training, or quarter squat training, the one that had the greatest benefit in vertical jump gains, as you can see significantly higher than everywhere else, was the quarter squat. And also the biggest decreases in their 40-yard dash time also came from the quarter squat. So what would cause this? Mostly it's the specificity of the joint angle that you're training at. Obviously, if you're going to jump, you don't have to go all the way down to a full squat in order to do that. Or if you're going to run, you don't have to just run all the way down from a fully flexed hip. The specificity of the quarter squat as it relates to these two activities is likely what led to those big gains. So now if I've convinced you that there's actually at least a shred of benefit to the exercise, there's 3 rules that you and I have to go over here to make sure that you're doing this right. First up, never do this. That's not called the quarter squat. That is called a knee trasher. All the excessive strain and stress put on your patellar tendons and the anterior force and shear that's being put on the knees in this position is horrible and should never be done. If you want to do the quarter squat right, you got to do what you normally do on a squat, and that is get your hips involved as well. Hinge from the hips, bend at the knees. That is how you properly execute a quarter squat. Whoa! PR, baby! Whoa! The second thing is, let's be very clear. You do not get to claim PRs for quarter squats. Those are reserved for full, deep squats. And thirdly, if you're going to do this exercise, you better be willing to load it properly. You're performing this in the strongest range of motion of the squat, which means you better be willing to load it more so than you would during a regular squat. But then I mentioned in the beginning of the video, though, about this other variation of the quarter squat. You know, the one that was going to leave you in a heap down here on the floor like Jesse will be momentarily. And that's when you do the quarter squats not from up here, but from down there. Like all the way down. So proper depth, and then up just a little way, and then back down again, and then up just a little bit, and then back down again. How you feeling, Jesse?
Oh, that sucks.
These provide a unique stimulus that you probably haven't felt before. And the benefit here is not just getting you to reinforce proper depth, but training you in your weaker range. What are you doing?
Are you kidding me with that?
So you're not only getting to experience that full depth and then learning how to sort of savor in it, but you're also getting the additional benefits of experiencing the stretch reflex, the stretch portion of the range of motion of the squat, and also learning how to initiate from the bottom of the squat. Learning that movement of the chest with the hips together is going to provide you with the best opportunity to get out of the hole explosively. And then finally, you also get a chance to feel the proper tracking of the knees, especially in this bottomed out position of the squat, where you'll probably be surprised that your knees will track a little bit further over the toes than maybe you originally thought. I made a whole video on that too. I'll link that for you at the end of the video so you can make sure you check that out. All right, so there you have it, guys. No matter which version of the quarter squat you decide to try, make sure you're using them as a complement to your full range of motion squats and not a replacement for them. And most of all, if you're gonna... Oh, here we go again.
Remember, Jeff sees Cliff Notes. What takes you 50,000 seconds takes me 15 seconds.
Why does it keep going up?
Because you're getting older. Okay, so let's recap. Quarter squats are not so bad after all. If you're going to do them, just like you said, make sure it's a complement to your full squats, not a replacement. Hinge at the hips, don't trash your knees. Load the bar heavy. Never claim a PR or post on Instagram because that's just stupid. And if you want to be a serious maniac, try the reverse quarter squat. And, you know, hate Jeff, hate life, or do what I do. Hate both. Is my work done here?
What?
What?
What'd you say? You hate me?
I don't hate you. I just hate your training.
Okay. I hate you being in my video.
Okay. Should I go?
Go.
Okay.
Now. Guys, he actually is getting pretty good at that, though. Guys, I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, make sure you leave your comments and thumbs up below. If you're looking for a program where we put the science back in strength, because all this stuff matters, as you see here, guys. You don't want to trash your knees in the process. You want to get the most out of every exercise you do, but you got to know how to put it all together. We do that in every program over at ATHLEAN-X.com. If you haven't already done so, guys, click subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video when we put one out. All right, guys, see you soon.